Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about blueprints, and we're going to start off with our level blueprints. So in your world right now, what you're going to do is just go ahead and create, let's do a cube, and put that on the ground. And you can do that by lift it up above the ground, push the end key on your keyboard, it'll put it right there. And I'm just going to make that yellow, and then I'm going to make a copy of it right up here. Now on the copy, we're going to turn on physics. So when you hit play, this occurs. So go ahead and make that one smaller too, maybe like this size. That'll occur. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to create some events for this in just a second, but first let's go ahead and just open up our level blueprints and see what they look like. So if you click on blueprints up here, you're going to open up your level blueprints, and this is what you see. Right now when the game begins, nothing happens, and event tick means that this is occurring constantly. So let's go ahead and just start with our first piece of code. We're going to go over here, pull out this pin, and we're going to do what's called a print string. And everyone's first piece of code should be hello world. So go ahead and do that so you can join the ranks of everyone else. Print string hello world. Now what's going to happen is if we compile that and then hit play, you'll see that it plays. That little thing coming out means yes, the game began, and yes, this occurred. By the way, in order to get this print string to appear, I simply drag from this pin and let go, type in print, and there's all sorts of code, but we're going to stick with this for now. Hello world. Compile it. Now bring this window down and hit play, and you'll see now on the top left right over here it says hello world, and then it disappears. Now event tick, that means that it's constantly happening. So if I were to put another print string, let's say 1, you're going to see this constantly tick. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, over and over and over again. Now, I could have this number increase every time it ticks. So, in order to do that, I'm going to be getting into stuff a little complicated right now, but I would create a variable. You don't need to do this part, just watch. And I'm going to have this variable just called number. And this is going to be an integer, which means it's a single number. And the value of this is going to be 0. So I'm going to have it, oh, I guess it didn't save the name of it, number. A variable is something that can change, basically. So I'll take this number, and I will say this number right here, which we said is 0. So when I hit play, it'll say 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 over and over again. But because it's a tick, it means it's happening constantly. I could, after this print string, change this number. So let me get this number. I'm going to set it to whatever the number was before, so I'm going to get it again, plus 1. So I'll drag a pin in here, I'll put plus. It's an integer plus an integer, and I'll add a 1 right here. So now it's going to set that number to what it was before, plus 1. So now when we hit play, we're going to see this number constantly go up. And that will show you how many times it ticks in a second. It looks like it ticks about 100 times a second. And that would just keep going forever. So that integer is changing. And I think you can also see the value change. If you click on this and you hit play, I thought you could see the value change. But I guess I was wrong. Oh, there. No, it's not showing me in here. That's fine. Okay, never mind. You can see the code running, though. That's good. For now, I'm going to delete all this and compile. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this cube right here to touch this cube, and we're going to have something happen. So in order to do that, first thing we need to do is we need to turn on collision. So under collision, we need to say, hey, this simulation is going to generate a hit event, which means these guys are going to hit each other, something can happen. Otherwise, if this is unchecked, when they hit each other, even if I had a hit event, it would not register because this is not checked. I need to do that to both cubes. And then on this top cube, cube 3, I'm going to right click on it, and we're going to add an event on actor hit. And remember, an actor is anything in the game. any of your assets that you put in the game. So what happens when an actor hits this cube? Well, let's do something. Let's say that we'll print string. Ouch. Oh, oof, I like that better. Alright, so let's watch what happens. I hit play, and as soon as it hits, it says oof, 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 oof. Why does it say it so many times? Because it bounced. That's kind of boring, so let's try something else. Let's get an explosion. So if you type in explosion up here, this will appear. I'm going to stick it right there. Now, as the game starts, the explosion will instantly play. Watch that again. It plays right away. I want it to play, though, when this thing hits. So what I'm going to do is go to that explosion, which I hid. I shouldn't have. I'm going to put it right up here. And uncheck auto activate. So that means that when we hit play now, it won't explode. And now we're going to say, hey, when that thing gets hit, when those two hit each other, let's go ahead and play that explosion. So if I bring the explosion from my world outliner, it's called a particle. Where is it? There it is. Drag it in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to activate this explosion. Now if I have context sensitive, for some reason it doesn't appear. So I just need to uncheck that. And we're going to activate a component right there. We'll go ahead and bring this explosion to the target. The target is what is it that it's going to activate. I think that'll work. I don't know why this popped up, but let's see if that does it. So we hit play, and boom, there's an explosion. So if you watch the code, you hit play, it just hit activate that explosion. And one more time. Boom. Cool. Now, let's say that you didn't want to take the time to put the explosion there. You don't want to put it right at this point. I'm going to put it over here. Actually, I'm going to get rid of it. What if we just want an explosion to occur wherever this thing hits? So maybe we have, maybe it hits somewhere else. We don't want the explosion to be right here. So for example, I'll move these guys over there so you can see what I'm saying. What we could do instead is when that hits, we could activate a particle at a location. So activate, let me just put here particle. I think that'll pop up. So we're going to scroll up until I see one that says generate particle event. There it is. So you can type that as well. The particle event, the target is going to do, that's not the right one either. Let me try this again. Generate particle. Let me see if I can find it this way. Get particle, add particle, system component. I'm looking for at location, and I'm not seeing it. Spawn emitter at location. That's the one, guys. Sorry about that. Spawn emitter at location. That's what I'm looking for. We're going to spawn an emitter of an explosion. If you check here under type. And then the location, if it's 0, 0, 0, watch what happens when I hit play. It's going to explode. There it is. It missed. See? That's 0, 0, 0. We want it to spawn at the location where it hits. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this cube right here, cube 3. Let's drag it into our blueprints. And we're going to get its location. By dragging out of here, we're going to say, okay, I want to know where this thing is, this location. Get this actor location. And let's set that explosion to be where this cube is when it hits. Let's compile that now. And let's hit play. Boom. Now if I were to move this cube over here and hit play, boom again. Doesn't matter where it is. And I can put it over here. So wherever the cube hits, that's where the explosion occurs. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, I'm going to show you one more thing. And that is we're going to go to volumes here, and we're going to get a trigger volume. So right next to this little box right here, we're going to put a trigger volume that when you walk into this, something will occur. So this trigger volume, this is not a hit event, this is an overlap event. So we're going to add an event on actor begin overlap. Now when I walk into this thing, let's do the simple print string. It'll just say you're in. Compile that, hit play. You can't see it anymore, but you'll see that on the top left it says you're in every time I enter this box. That's called an overlap event. It's not a hit event. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete that. Let's have a explosion occur. So we said that here it was particle, what did we say? Create spawn. I always forget. Spawn emitter at location. What's the location? The location is the location of the overlapped actor, me, the player. So let's get that at location. And this is just the actor that overlapped with that box. Get actor location. Let's return that. And for this one, let's do smoke or steam. So spawn emitter at location. Under here from overlapped actor, get actor location. Plug that into the location. So when I enter this box, steam will appear at that location that I entered the box. Now, for some reason, it only happens the first time. I'm not really sure what I did wrong with that code, but it keeps adding it to that one location instead of checking my new location, but whatever. There you go. So if I were to enter the box over here, it'll spawn the steam. I missed the box. It'll spawn the steam wherever there it is. Hit the box at. Okay, so that's basically it for now. Go ahead and do the assignment. I think you should be able to do that now. Talk to you later.